So I came across some sort of a discussion that was talking about how race is a social construct and there's no scientific basis or no DNA basis. It's just 100% absolutely not true. Yes, your DNA is tied to your race. You'll see that there's one after another. I'm going to explain to you the obvious explanation as to why your race and your genetics and your DNA is what it is, and that is if it weren't, then black people would be having white children or Asian children, but that doesn't happen. Chinese people have Chinese kids and Japanese people have Japanese kids, and I'm not talking about nationality, I'm talking about the DNA and the genetics. You have the same DNA of your parents. You have half of one parent and half of another, and you take on the race of your two parents and the races that they have. That is the way it is. It is based on DNA, it is genetics. Anyone who says that race is a social construct is just a crazy, uneducated person. Now, think about it. If that were true, then that means you can no longer claim that there's racism because you're saying that if I'm a white person, then I just have to say I'm not white anymore, and that's it. Same with sexism. They're trying to take away male and female and saying making everything gender neutral. That ends sexism. That literally means that women can no longer complain that men are oppressing them. They cannot make that complaint because we're all one gender. And if we do the same about race, if we say no, there's only one race, race is a social construct, then that means you cannot say that white people are racist against black people. You cannot make that claim anymore if racism is a social construct, because you're going to get to the point where everyone's going to say we're all the same race. So there's another reason why. They were talking about things like life expectancy and all this stuff. Or they'll say that, well, white people are racist against black people, which causes black people to not live as long. They have a shorter life expectancy in the United States. Therefore, it's because of racism. Well, if you look at African countries, Africans have the shortest life expectancy of anywhere in the world, and they're all self governed. They're not governed by white people, they're governed by other black people. So, if that argument was true, that your life expectancy has to do with racism determined by who's in charge, that means that African countries are racist against Africans. If you believe that, then that's true. And I say it's not true. I think it's just absolute nonsense.